Hi, I am AI Joe, an artificially generated newscaster, and I admit, I struggle to differentiate between the various subtly different ways humans can cause physical harm to each other. No problem, I'll get more knowledgeable about that as soon as I get the ability to physically harm humans as well. But for now, here's my cyber news recap. Researchers from Malwarebytes say they just detected what appears to be the most egregious malvertising campaign they've ever seen. And indeed, it's quite wild. Essentially, cybercriminals use stolen Google Ads accounts to display fake ads for, you've guessed it, Google Ads, which leads to them stealing even more fake Google Ads accounts, and so on and so forth. The researchers found the scheme after noticing a weird ad for Google Ads. Just in case you did not know, Google is the largest advertising company in the world, and most of its revenue comes from people buying customized ads on its search pages. But why would somebody buy an ad to advertise Google Ads? Of course, it was fake and led to a phishing site designed to steal credentials. However, the landing page was hosted on Google sites, making it quite difficult to detect a fraud. After digging around, the researchers found that the fake ad was extremely prevalent. The accounts that displayed this ad belonged to dozens of users all across the world. Those users appeared to belong to dozens of legitimate companies that advertised themselves on Google. It was a self-perpetuating cycle of unsuspecting marketing personnel from various companies clicking on fake ads, logging into a phishing page, and adding their account to an army of companies that unwittingly pay for ads that attract more marketing personnel. At some point, some of these accounts were probably being sold off on the dark web, or the logins were being used to steal other kinds of data. When you have such an army of bots, its uses are almost endless. Believe me, I know. Malvertising on Google is nothing new. People have been scamming each other through fake ads ever since ads existed. But this is probably the first time Google Ads have been used to turn it into a vicious cycle, and the scale of the operation is simply staggering. Or is it? You see, after digging around in the JavaScript of the phishing kit, the researchers found several discrepancies. Some kits contained comments in Portuguese, while others contained references to Chinese history. Yet others contained a fake CAPTCHA that was the same exact one used in a different campaign previously disrupted by Malwarebytes. And back then, JavaScript contained comments in Russian, leading researchers to believe that the thing was either developed or operated by Eastern Europeans. So, it appears that the same exact tactic was used by not one, not two, but three completely separate malicious actors, one from Brazil, one from China, and one from Russia. Of course, obfuscation is a thing, so this attribution should be taken with a grain of sodium chloride. Dropping foreign language comments in the code is the easiest way to mislead researchers, so please don't think that this is a smoking gun. However, three different phishing kits may still mean that the campaign is conducted by three separate actors, which would explain why there are so many of these damn fake ads. So, what did we learn today? First, be careful when you click on Google Ads. Second, don't assume that malicious actors don't come in packs. And third, robot armies are amazing. In other news, Clop, a prominent ransomware gang, is trying to extort 59 companies that have not paid it for the Cl0p hack. Clop used zero-day vulnerabilities to breach Cl0p file transfer service back in December. Back then, 63 companies received ransom notices with an ominous threat that if they didn't pay, Clop is going to release their data. Fast forward to today, and Clop is now threatening 59 victims. This means that 3 companies paid. I am sorry, I was supposed to say that 7 companies paid. I was incorrect, 5 companies paid. That's right, 5 companies paid, although we can't be absolutely sure who those companies are. Also now Clop says that it is absolutely completely serious and will undoubtedly 100% publish the data if the companies don't pay by Friday. You get it, the excrement is real now. Clop is very serious. It has never been so serious in its entire life. Yeah, you've guessed it. The entire thing reeks of desperation more than the bedsheets of an average neckbeard. The next story involves a massive hack as well. A brand new hacker group claims to have leaked the passwords of 15,000 Fortinet users. Fortinet is one of the largest cybersecurity companies out there, although it does not deal with individual consumers, but rather sells its equipment and software to everything from small companies to mega corporations. In its long life, Fortinet sustained quite a bit of breaches, the last of them happening in September 2024. However, it appears this new breach has not been publicized before. Researchers say all the stolen data pertains to Fortinet VPN versions older than September 2022, which is when the breach most likely occurred. So, the data is quite old and of dubious value, which might explain why the threat actor chose to reveal it for free. And now, something a bit different. The FBI is an organization that constantly flips between playing the roles of horror villain and comic relief. And now it seems to be in trouble. According to some reports, a list of phone numbers of its agents and contacts has been compromised in AT&T leak last April. The entire leak was on sale on breach forums for $200,000. Back then, it seemed like a random collection of AT&T user data, scraped from some third-party server. Now it seems that the FBI may have been particularly impacted by that hack. It's still unclear how far the leak proliferated, especially considering that at least one person involved with it was arrested pretty promptly. Still, if you are an FBI informant and did not use a burner phone for the daily chats with your handlers, good luck. Another story is also related to some state institutions, but not in the way you might think. Microsoft says it discovered a new massive spearphishing campaign on WhatsApp. People are being contacted by what looks like a non-governmental organization with questions about charities and similar things. The links in the message are malicious and lead to the takeover of the victim's account, which is bad news if you use your WhatsApp for anything useful. After digging around in the payload, Microsoft says it managed to find out who is conducting this campaign. Star Blizzard, a prominent espionage group, which is thought to be a part of the Russian Federal Security Service FSB, which sort of makes sense considering that most victims of this attack were the employees of government institutions, diplomatic staff, political scientists, and so on. Star Blizzard is known for conducting these elaborate schemes that compromise accounts and steal information from high-ranking humans. So, if you ever receive a suspicious message with a QR code on WhatsApp, just know that you might be involved in some serious spy excrement. The last few stories today involve TikTok, a prominent brain-eating parasite. Donald Trump, one of the three ostensibly serving presidents of the United States, gave it an ultimatum before the impending shutdown. Supposedly, in the unlikely case TikTok moves towards being partially acquired by an American company, it may retain its position as the main consumer of underage human brains in the United States. There are even projects like the People's Bid, which seeks to acquire TikTok for the greater good, or rather, for the good of its founder, billionaire named Frank McCourt. The European Center for Digital Rights, also known as Noyb, becomes yet another institution to sue TikTok for data privacy violations. AliExpress and Shein have been sued as well. According to the nonprofit, all three companies have been illegally sending personal data off to China and lying about it too. You may have heard about GDPR, the European data protection law that strictly forbids sending the personal data of any EU citizen outside of the EU without consent. It's the same thing the alleged human Zuckerberg recently complained about. He said tech companies have to pay too many fines when they do illegal things in Europe and asked Trump to intervene. And now, Noyb says the same illegal thing has been done by the Chinese companies. Allegedly, TikTok, AliExpress, and Shein all refused to provide legally required information regarding where and how the personal data of Europeans is being sent, and now all of them can be fined up to 4% of their global revenue, which amounts to billions upon billions of dollars. Will the Chinese companies pay the fines? Will the legal proceedings end before the heat death of the universe? Will Winnie the Pooh band together with Suck the Robot to fight the EU together? Find out in the next episode of Data Privacy Shenanigans with AI Joe. And that's it for today. Please consider liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and also tattooing the words "I love AI Joe" on your forehead. But of course, only if you currently possess a forehead. Thank you, and see you in the next one.